Every conversation you have ever had, every story ever told, every law ever written, all trace back to one moment when an ancestor produced something no animal had produced before. A word. Not a grunt. Not a warning cry. An actual symbol. A sound representing something beyond itself. We don't know exactly when it happened. We don't know what the word was. But we know it changed everything. More than fire, more than tools, more than any other development in the entire history of our species. Before language, our ancestors communicated like every other primate. Gestures, facial expressions, alarm calls. Chimpanzees today have around 60 distinct vocalizations. They can warn each other about predators and signal food, but they cannot string sounds into new combinations carrying new meanings. They cannot talk about yesterday or plan for next week. They cannot describe something not physically present. That limitation is the wall separating every other animal from humans, and crossing it required changes not just in behavior, but in biology. Language requires a very specific physical setup. The human larynx sits lower in the throat than any other primate, creating a longer vocal chamber capable of far wider sound production. A Neanderthal hyoid bone, a small structure anchoring tongue muscles, discovered at Kebara Cave in Israel, dated around 60,000 years ago, was found virtually identical to a modern human hyoid. This suggests Neanderthals may have had the physical capacity for speech. The biological hardware for language was being assembled long before we have clear evidence of it being used. Physical apparatus is only half the story. Language requires a brain capable of syntax, arranging symbols into sequences that carry meaning. Fossil evidence shows expansion in Broca's area, the frontal lobe region most connected to language, appearing as early as 1.9 million years ago in Homo habilis. But most researchers believe full complex language didn't emerge until 100,000 to 50,000 years ago, coinciding with an explosion of symbolic behavior, cave art, jewelry, ritual burials, and long-distance trade all appearing in the archaeological record simultaneously. Around 50,000 years ago, something researchers call the Great Leap Forward appears in the record. Suddenly, humans were producing art, carving figures, making musical instruments, and trading materials across hundreds of kilometers. Many researchers argue this wasn't coincidence. It was fully developed language finally coming online. Once humans could communicate abstract ideas, everything accelerated. Plans could be made. Stories could be told. Identity could be shared across groups. The cognitive revolution language triggered is arguably the most transformative event in human history. Language doesn't just express thought, it shapes it. Psychologist Lara Boroditsky at UC San Diego has documented how different languages produce genuinely different cognitive patterns. Speakers of languages with different color terms actually perceive color differently. Cultures with different spatial reference systems think about location differently. Language isn't a neutral tool for expressing pre-existing thoughts. It is part of the machinery of thought itself. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar proposed that language evolved primarily as social bonding. Primates bond through grooming, effective but limited to two individuals at a time. Language allowed early humans to bond with multiple people simultaneously. Sharing stories, gossip, and group narratives around a fire created social cohesion at a scale no other primate could achieve. Dunbar argues this is why humans can maintain stable social bonds up to 150 people, because language replaced physical grooming as the primary mechanism for holding groups together. The first word ever spoken is lost forever. We will never recover it, never know what it meant, never know who said it. But we know what it started. Every poem, every law, every argument, every declaration of love is downstream of that first moment when a human used sound not just to react, but to mean something. Language didn't just help us survive. It gave us the ability to imagine things that don't exist yet, share those visions with others, and build them together. Every other animal lives in the world as it is. Language gave humans the ability to build the world as they imagined it could be.